Hi, Jordan Mortimer with the Aspire for Freedom Tribe, and I help internet marketers build profitable online businesses. And today I'm going to share with you a little story that really demonstrates a lesson that a lot of people in this industry will really benefit from. And that is the idea of how to handle constant failure when you feel like you're consistently just not making any progress or consistently failing in an endeavor that you try to undertake. Think back to this story and it'll help you frame it in a better light and help you to basically push through the adversity and push through the hardship and get to the place where you want to be. So what happened was, when I was younger, I looked to the endeavor of, I undertook the endeavor of learning how to play the piano. And when it comes to music, things have always come very naturally for anything music related. I've been playing guitar since I was in year 4. I play electric guitar, classical guitar, 12-string guitar, acoustic guitar. I dabbled in drums. I've played trumpet. So when it came to music, things came very naturally to me. So I figured that piano would be the next step for me. So I started out by buying myself a little keyboard to start working on and start practicing on. And I was really excited by the idea of learning the piano. It's something that I'd always wanted to learn. And what happened was, I basically just completely failed and sucked at it for a good 6 to 9 months or something like that. This was back when I was still in my early 20s. So I never was able to learn the keys properly. I kept hitting the wrong keys when I was learning songs. The few songs that I did manage to learn, I found myself basically forgetting the next day. My muscle memory when it came to playing the keyboard just wasn't the same. I found it different from trying to play the guitar. And yeah, so what happened was I just couldn't get it. And it gets to, people will tell you when it comes to learning the piano or learning anything new really, where you are going to experience constant failure, but it will get to a certain point where you just start doing it and start doing it well. But that point never came for me. And what I found was that the equipment that I was using, the little keyboard that I bought, wasn't the right sort of equipment for me to try and play the keys that I was wanting to. The songs I wanted to learn, they basically require the full range keyboard, and the one I had was only about half the range of notes that were needed. So I was constantly having to cross my hands over to try and hit the notes that I wanted to, and that added an extra layer of difficulty to the learning process for me. So the equipment wasn't quite there, wasn't quite right, and so I didn't quite have what I needed. So what happened was I let it stop me, and about 9 months in I just ended up quitting and moving on to other things. But what I did was I came to the realization that even though I quit, even though I didn't have the right tools, and even though I let that stop me from achieving the level that I wanted to with the keyboard, I still always held myself accountable, and I still hold myself accountable to this day. So I know that mastering the piano or mastering the keyboard or the piano is very possible, because there are master piano players out there, and based on the fact that so many others can do it, so I know that is completely possible. And what I find in how this relates to internet marketing is that in our industry, so many people face the same situation. You might not have the right tools, or you might not be tapping into the right traffic sources, or you just flat out might not have the right information. You're following something outdated in an industry that is constantly changing on a daily basis, and you will constantly have to overcome challenge, and you'll constantly have to overcome and handle constant failure and keep true to that process and push through. And all of this despite your extreme skepticism, despite your extreme self-doubt, and despite your friends and family and the advisors in your life, as opposed to the mentors, telling you that it's a waste of time and that you should quit and go get a real job. This is a huge mental battle that you're constantly facing, and that many people unfortunately lose, because the failure rate in internet marketing is 97%. And the truth is that it's because 97% of people quit too early. They give up. They let all these little failures amount to a big failure and lose a lot of money and quit as a result before they create their breakthrough. So understand that while it's perfectly fine to take a break every now and then, and it's something that I recommend because you need to recharge your mental reserves and basically give yourself a new outlook on how you're doing things and how you can further optimize the processes in your business. But what you shouldn't do is quit and then blame the system, or blame the traffic, or blame the quality of your leads that you generated, or blame something outside of yourself. Because if it comes to working the system, you need to understand that there are people having success with it. If you're blaming the traffic, you need to realize that there are other traffic sources you can use. When it comes to blaming the quality of the lead, if you learn how to follow up correctly with emails and your blog and your video marketing and so forth, that will increase the quality of your leads. And if you're not willing to put in the time and put in the effort and put in the energy and hold yourself accountable, that is a limiting mindset, and it's not going to get you very far. What you need to keep in mind is that there is always the 80-20 rule. 20% of the people or 20% of your traffic sources will account for 80% of your results. 20% of the customers you generate will account for 80% of your business's profits, and 20% of people who you sign, who become your students or your downline or whatever it is that you're involved with, 20% of those people will produce 80% of your results. And this is because their thinking is different. They constantly hold themselves accountable, they take responsibility, they take consistent action, and they don't let any obstacle stop them. And if they do experience failure, they hold themselves accountable for that failure. So keep in mind that if you are failing in something when when there are plenty of other people having success with it, by simple process of elimination, it's probably something to do with you. And then what you can do is make changes, make tweaks, take advice, and overcome those challenges. So once you take that level of thinking and take that level of responsibility, you'll find that it's a commonality between every single successful person out there. So thanks for listening to my message today. I hope it gave you some new perspective on all the little challenges you have to face in your business. If you got some value, leave me some likes, some hearts, share this video, and be sure to click the link below so you can learn more about what it is that I do in order to generate consistent leads, generate 100 leads a day, and what I do to follow up with those leads and convert those leads to customers, repeat customers, and customers of ascending monetary value. So then you can go out and do the same and create a successful online business for yourself. So thanks for stopping by, leave me some likes, some hearts, share this video, and click that link below.